My name's Jasper, and this is my second channel. Feel free to check out my main channel down below. But this is a channel where I post daily videos answering people's questions on how to grow a digital marketing agency using the GoHighLevel software. I've built my own six-figure agency over the past few years, and I still manage clients to this day, so I'm in the trenches with you. And now I help others for free to grow their own agency. And for context, the Zoom call recordings you'll see in these videos, I do every day for free for my GoHighLevel affiliates and just answer their different questions. If you want to be a part of these free Zoom calls and work with me directly, you can read more about how to get access to that down below.
It's just the tracking for right now that we're really trying to focus and trying to like get it really strong enough and look professional. That's our way that we want to, you know, like spreadsheets. Like I said, we're doing a lot of Excel sheets and it just doesn't look professional at all. Like I don't know, not liking how that's coming out on our way. And I like how you said that we could also charge them for like if they want to see the if they want to see the inside of the Go High Level, right? I'm assuming that's what yeah, little upsell, right? That could be like an upsell if we wanted to. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess right now our main focus or the struggle that we're going for is tracking, actually making sure that those clients are coming from our system, and then we're getting the accurate percentage commission out of it instead of just like winging it, if that makes sense. And then transparency, because on our contracts, our main thing is says transparency, just being transparent and but also I always tell them like, hey, we also do tracking and all that stuff, just to make sure that the videos are performing good and all that stuff, and making sure that the money that you're putting into these ads are worth it, and that always keeps us on track too, certain things. But
Right on. So the main question is just like how to track leads through high level so that y'all can be, just kind of dot the I's, cross the T's, make sure like all the leads are going through and then you guys are getting paid properly when these leads convert for your clients.
yes.
Okay,
Yep.
let me share my screen and I'll show you some of these things that would help y'all out for sure.
What?
Um, Underneath this dashboard section, this will be pretty helpful, but this is where like your numbers will populate based on certain things that happen inside of the software. So like right here, this will show like whatever, how many new leads you've captured for the month, and then you can kind of customize this dashboard to make it look the way that you want it to and show the different number metrics that you want it to, the average lead value, the conversion rates. So this is going to be like where everything kind of populates. Now, there are things you have to set up behind this in order to make these numbers show properly. And the first one would be the integration of your Facebook ads. Are y'all doing some sort of funnel, or are you just doing lead form ads? What type of ads are you guys running typically?
So right now what we're doing is instant forms, which is Facebook, right? And we're using Excel sheets because it's like it's already built in the CRM in there. So that's what we've been doing. And now we already connected their Facebook, their Instagram. So now we're on that step already where we're connecting their Facebook, their Instagram, and it's connected. And now we have the automation and all the tracking stuff. Like whenever a lead comes in, it pops on our calendars or our opportunities. Now it just comes automatically. But then
Perfect.
whenever a lead comes, I see that we gotta move it to one location to the next. Either they okay, so that's the lead qualified or like they got booked, etc. Do we do that manually or like does it automatically? Or how can I make that work? Or how does it work actually?
We can automate some of it for sure. There are some things that are tough to automate on the pipelines, but yes, I will show you that here in a sec. So the first off, you hopefully I don't know if you've done this already, but you can integrate their Facebook account. Let's say this is your client sub account. You can integrate their Facebook and then you can map the Facebook lead forms. So like Facebook form field mapping. So those instant forms that you're doing, you can integrate them here once you've integrated the Facebook page. And then that'll just make sure all the leads pop over into high level whenever somebody submits that form with their name, email, phone number, and whatever else. So that's the first step. Then jumping into what you guys are talking about is the opportunities where you have your pipeline.
Yeah.
So your pipeline, for example, might look like New lead could be the first one. Let's see if I've got one here. These ones are kind of complex. So you don't have to like go this far in depth. So let's just create a quick pipeline. Let's call this one Facebook leads, and then the stages, new lead. Are these businesses booking appointments typically?
Yeah, it's like it's mostly like contacted. So it just goes
Cool.
to new lead, contacted, and then proposal sent, and then closed.
Oh, okay. This is just like it has already then. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
So, now I'll toggle on this pipeline. So to answer your question, yes, you can automate all of these stages in GoHighLevel so that y'all don't have to drag and drop them. And that's done through our automation. So create the pipeline. Awesome. You guys already have that. Then we need to create an automation. And there's a few of them we need to create for these different steps. So the first one you would need to create is just an automation called like Facebook. Sorry, I can't type. Um, lead form submitted. And so that'd be like our first one, right? And our trigger event would be Facebook lead form submitted. And then we can say, page is, and then the page of the person, the ad where we're running the ad from, and then form is. Then we can select from our different lead forms. Right now, I'll just do any. So that's our trigger event. Then from here, we will do a step, and this is the step y'all need to use for your different automations. It's called create/update opportunity. It's this one right here. So this is basically going to update this lead in the pipeline, and this will add them. You guys probably already have this set up, it sounds like, but you'll select your, Facebook leads pipeline. You'll put them in the new lead stage because they just fresh came from Facebook. And then opportunity name, you'll do contact full name, the source, you'll do contact, and then scroll down to source, which will show the source that this lead came in from, which will be from Facebook ads. And then the value, you can assign an average value. This is where that dashboard comes into place that I was showing y'all earlier that shows all the numbers and like the conversions and like the pipeline value and all that. You can assign a value to each lead. So let's say for this landscaper that you're working with and running ads for, the average customer is worth, $2,000 for him or something. So you could just put 2,000 there. And then status would be open, meaning you haven't closed them yet. They're still an open lead. So you would do just open for this one and then save. So this is the step you'll use for all of your automations. It's called create/update opportunity, and you'll set it up this same way, except for the next automation, instead of new lead, we'll put them into contacted. So let's say after this form is submitted, we also want to send this lead a text message, right? We'll send them this text and we'll say, hey, whatever their name is, contact, first name. Thanks for filling out the form on our Facebook ad. And then you can ask them a question, right? Maybe you start a conversation with them. Are you looking to get some landscaping services done at your home? Something like that, right? And then we ask them a question. So we're prompting the lead to engage in some sort of text message conversation with us. So we send them that. And then we can create a branch that's called an if-else branch. And we can do a condition where it's like, if the contact replied to us, let's see, add an email, SMS, or wait. Okay, sorry, we have to do a wait step first. So we'll do wait. So we're going to wait for this person to reply, right? Maybe we give them 1 day to reply. And it'll be a wait, and then it'll be a wait for contact reply. So that's the specific type of wait step, and it'll wait 1 day. And we're waiting for them to reply to this SMS. So we'll select that SMS right there. And then boom, it actually creates the steps for us. I wasn't using the correct if else. So it'll either wait 1 day and it'll time out and then it'll go down this branch. Or if they respond quicker, if they respond like right after we send this text, then they reply within 5 minutes. Awesome. It'll go down this branch. And if they've replied to us, great. Then we can move them into another stage of our pipeline and we can move them to the contacted stage now because we contacted them. They replied back to us. That means we're in the talks with this lead. There may be like a warmer lead now because now they've actually replied back to us. And we'll do the same thing here. Contact full name, contact source. And then you can put a $2,000 lead value to them or whatever they're worth to that business. They're still open, right? Because we haven't closed them yet. and then we'll save that one. So we can actually put multiple of these in the same automation. So like it'll move them to the new lead. Once they reply to our first message, then we throw them into the contacted stage. So now these are automatically moving these people through our pipeline. And this is all being recorded, by the way, so you guys can rewatch this, how I'm doing this.
Bet, 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 bet.
But for the next one, I would say we should do another automation, which is going to be the proposal sent stage, right? That was the next stage in our pipeline. So you'll publish this automation, right? Save it. Now we've got this one. This takes care of our first two steps of our pipeline, which are new lead and contact. So that'll automatically move people for us. The next one, proposal sent. This one will be based off of a under the payments tab here. You can do documents and contracts in GoHighLevel now. And if your customer is sending some sort of contract or proposal through GoHighLevel, we can automate it to move them to the proposal sent stage as long as they're using GoHighLevel to do that. Now, if they're using some third-party software to send contracts like DocuSign or something, then this won't work and you'll have to like drag them manually to our proposal stage. But if they're using this system, which it's really good, you can build these templates and like they can have a template for like a lawn care service proposal that they can then send. And you can create new proposal templates and you can just have these ready for your client to send out whenever they need to like a talk, send something to a client for like pricing or whatever, and it's going to cost on the job. So when they send this one, we can create an automation for this. And this one would be pretty simple. It'd just be like, we call this one proposal sent or something like that. And then the step would be, I think it's like documents and contracts as the trigger. And then we say um, status is sent. And then we can add another trigger that's like the template is, and then Jasper and Tanner's partnership or whatever the template is that you built for that type of proposal. Whenever this one is sent, then we can do another one that's like create slash update opportunity. And then this time we will move them to the proposal sent stage. Same thing as before, contact full name, contact source. And so slowly we're automating this full process of like how to get them from new lead all the way to like the paying client stage without you guys having to go in and drag people manually. Like, because you don't want to have to do that for all your clients, right? Like, it's best if we can just automate this process. There's still an open lead under status because we haven't closed them yet. We just sent the proposal and then we save that. And then that would be one automation. And I mean, you don't really have, you can add other stuff to this if you want, but like, let's say that's good enough. We just want to update the pipeline stage. And then the final automation would be to get them to this closed client stage. And for that one, if your client uses GoHighLevel to send invoices, which is another great feature of HighLevel, like I said before, they can integrate with all these different payment processors. They can integrate if they use Square, Easy Pay Direct. These are all pretty popular ones that a lot of businesses use, and you can integrate almost any of them. And so hopefully, like I said, your client isn't using like just getting checks from their prospect from their clients or like cash or something. If they're doing that, then this one will be hard to automate. But if they're collecting payment through HighLevel by sending an invoice and having them pay through the invoice, then we can automate that as well. So we can do, another automation, and that's going to be like invoice paid or something like that. The trigger will be to type invoice status paid. And so that's going to be meaning they've paid for whatever invoice, and you can select like that's probably fine, just like that. So if they paid for an invoice, if this lead has paid for an invoice, same as we did before, we can just update them in our pipeline to the closed client stage. Same thing as before, contact full name, contact source, value $2,000 is the average we'll make on that person or whatever. And then status will be finally won. We've won that lead. We closed them as a client. We collected payment from them, and then it updates them in our pipeline. And then boom, that's like how you fully automate the whole opportunities tab from like new lead to closed client. Like I said, there are a little bit of like things you'd have to chat with your client about, like really the payment processing part of this. Let's say somewhere in here, your client wanted to try to book an appointment with people to talk to them first before he sent this proposal. So let's say we added another step in here into our pipeline. And let's say we added a stage called, appointment booked. And we moved that up to like before the proposal was sent, right? We want to talk to our people first. Then we could create an automation off of a calendar, right? Same kind of deal. We create a workflow that starts off of a, appointment being booked. So, we do appointment, customer booked appointment or whatever. That'd be our trigger. So they book an appointment and then we move them to, our appointment booked stage. So like that, it can fully be automated, even if you threw an appointment booking step in there, as long as your client is using GoHighLevel to send the invoices out, to send the proposals, to book the appointments using the calendar and HighLevel, then all of this can be automated, which is really nice. So hopefully that gives you guys a good idea of like if you fully set this up right and you set good expectations with your clients, like, hey, this is how we're going to do things. This is how you can send these invoices, these proposals, book these appointments. Then like it should be really easy to track for you guys, which will just like reduce the headache of like making sure your clients are telling you the truth or not. So did that
No,
make
yeah.
sense how I explained all that? That was pretty
Oh,
fast.
no, you cleared everything. You covered everything that we were struggling on that part. 100%.
Question. Hey, so going back to the lead uh and actually getting paid, one of the issues we're running into is how to track calls and text messaging and potentially maybe even voice recording transcripts, to track that, a client was actually booked through our system.
Good question. Let me show you real quick. So any communication that happens in GoHighLevel will show up here under the conversations tab. So makes it really easy for you guys. You can see, look, right here's Chris from today for the appointment reminder that's sent out for this call that you guys are on right now. Like I can see that an email was sent to Chris. Chris didn't reply. Obviously, he doesn't need to because it's just a reminder email. I can see, I sent a text to Michael. This was like an automated text, text. So it shows the different type of communication here by this little icon. And so you can see everything that's happening here through the conversations. I can see this text message conversation with this Michael guy. So anyway, you'll be able to track all that. Phone calls will also show up in here too. As long as your client is using GoHighLevel's phone system and you've bought them a phone number inside of their sub account, there's a setting underneath the phone numbers. If you go to like your phone number that you've purchased for them, and then you go under edit configuration, right here, you can toggle this on. This is a feature called call recording. So as long as you check that on and save it, all the calls going forward will be recorded, and you'll be able to listen to those recordings between your client and and his leads and his clients. You'll be able to listen to those all here under the conversations tab. It'll have like a little MP3 file, or sorry, MP4 file, and it'll be like you can click play and you can listen to it right here in that conversation with that lead. So you'll be able to track all that stuff. It'll be really easy, nice and easy. As long as they're using GoHighLevel to like follow up with these leads, which you guys that's the whole reason you signed up for HighLevel, is to like build these automated systems that text the leads and email them and follow up with them on autopilot. And so, yeah, that part will be pretty easy to do. If you want some more in-depth content on how to grow your digital marketing agency, you can join my free HighLevel Quest community down below. It has my full 7-hour course on how to get your agency fully set up and go high level from start to finish.